Hi, welcome back. I have noticed that since last year, I haven't done a book haul. And I have acquired a ton of books. Some were gifts, some I bought, some were coming to my house for unknown reasons, because I didn't order them. They're probably my mom's, and I stole them from her because we read each other's books. It's a thing we do. I don't want to show you how many I have got, but these are since January, okay? These are not like this week's purchases. This is since January. I am a broke university student. I don't have that kind of money, but I still acquired a ton, okay? And I'm not going to talk about all the mangas that I've bought because this will be an infinite video, but these are all the books. I'll just show you. Do we need to talk about them? Yes, of course, this is a haul, but like, oh my god, and they're not that many, but they're so chunky and big, and they weigh so much, like a ton. It's like a Leaning Tower of Pizza situation. For this first one, I already have a vlog reading it. I really liked it. I have some reservations on why it's not a full 5 stars, but I've read Alone with You in the Ether by Olivia Blake and I really enjoyed it. Super briefly, I'm going to give you a synopsis of all of these books. This is a contemporary litfic book about two people struggling with mental health disorders, trying to get into a relationship and finding, completeness in each other, but it's a really accident-prone path. It's not an easy love story for them. Regan has bipolar disorder. Aldo presents all the signs of autism. One is an artist, one is a mathematician, and I really like that aspect of the story. So I think I gave this 4.25 stars. I think so. I also have a vlog about this book. I did it in Italian because I was in a cabin. I was living my best hermit life with my family in a cabin, and I gave this book 5 stars. I cried like a baby when I read The Darkness Outside Us. This is a survivalist sci-fi books about two young men getting into a spaceship. They think they're on a mission to save somebody else, and they're not. They're there for some other reason. They cannot remember any of it, and they have to discover how to survive, how to get to their destination. It is so heart-wrenching. It is a beautiful love story. It is a fantastic sci-fi book, and that ending destroyed me. It was incredibly sad, but also hopeful, and it talks a lot about humanity. I really, really love this. I cannot recommend this enough. The book that I've already read, this one I don't have a blog for, but I read Kaiju Preservation Society by John Scalzi, and another really good sci-fi book. This is a lot like easier on the mind. It's kind of like Jurassic Park, but they are there with huge, enormous beasts like Godzilla-like, and they are nuclear reactors and they spit plasma, and this team of kind of scientists have to take care of them. It's really wholesome. It's a really easy story. It's almost all of it is in dialogue, so it really flows. I really liked it. 4 stars. This one, okay, I've bought it on impulse because the premise sounds bonkers. It's a romance book. This is When in Rome, and it talks about a celebrity and a graphy guy, so it's like Grumpy Sunshine. They meet in Rome, Kentucky. There's a Rome, Kentucky. Why? I have discovered that America, and specifically the US, has so many cities that are called like Italian cities. They have a Venice, they have a Naples, but they're in the US. I have no idea why, but they meet in Rome, Kentucky, and they fall in love. So I'm on page 24, and it's really clear to me that this was written by a millennial, specifically an older millennial, because it's full of cringy dialogues and prose. It's not bad, it's cute, but it's that cute that borders on cringy all of the time. I'm still going to read this because it sounds very cute, but you know when an author really makes it clear that they're older than you? It's that feeling. So this is a bit of a different thing for me. I never read poetry, even though I'm Italian. I study poetry all of my life because it's mandatory to study the Italian language. I bought a poetry book. It's Lazarus Rises, amongst other things, by Berkeley Nova Stoltz. If you don't know Berkeley, they're a content creator on TikTok. They talk about fandom, specifically supernatural, but they also talk about the linguistics aspect of fanfiction, and I think that's so interesting. And then something really bad happened to them last year, and they used poetry as, you know, a cathartic method to heal. So I bought the poetry book. This is the one where all the proceeds go to Random Acts of Kindness. There is an association in the US, and it has beautiful drawings. And for the first time since I've started BookTube, I read kind of an influencer book, and it's very good. They're a very talented poet. I don't know what to tell you. Some of these poems, I still haven't finished this. They moved me so much. One actually made me cry. They are longer poems, shorter poems, and the way that they use words, it's so compelling. And there's also like some silly things, like I told a story of you where the moral was your lily white bare ass. But then they go on to say, my sorrowful borrowed congregation laughed, you didn't, and neither did I. Like it's the perfect mix of silly and stupid and incredibly heartfelt. So this is one of my most prized possessions right now. And then I bought 2 books, and I don't know why they're in my possession, because they were in the half price like used books collection, but these books were translated last month in Italian. So somebody bought them the day of their release, read them, and thought, these are trash, I don't want them anymore, in the span of a week. So I found The Fine Print by Lauren Usher and Legend Born by Tracy Deonn. Half priced. They cost like even lower than half the price. And now they're in my possession, and they're clearly used. They clearly have been like read. But like this came out 2 weeks ago. What happened? I don't know, but this was a lucky find for me. This is a romance book. It's an adult romance surrounding, I think, a millionaire that makes his fortune on themed Luna parks, like the one with the rides and the Ferris wheel, and it's kind of like Disneyland. And there's a whole series, and they told me that it's trashy, but like good trash. So I cannot wait. I love good trash. And this is a fantasy book, I think a modern fantasy, and it's an Arthurian legends retelling. And everybody told me that this is like so good, super good. And the second book has come out in English. I'm waiting for the Italian translation, and then there's going to be a third book, I think. Then I bought some books in English. These are all in English, and 2 of them I bought from Book Depository, who is closing down. It's going to be rough because I don't have any other access to cheap English books. It's going to get really rough. Yeah. So from Book Depository, I bought the first 2 volumes of Heaven, A Flesh of Blessing. This is one of my favorite books of all time, of like life. This started out as a Chinese web novel. I read it like 5 times. It is almost 2,000 pages long because it's like 5 or 6 books in one. And it's a 800 years spanning love story between 2, let's call them Chinese deities. One is a ghost, another one is a fallen god, and it talks about them, but it talks about so much more. It's such a thrilling, compelling, there's a mystery story. It's such an incredibly crafted story. Every time I think about it, I cry because it's very sad. Heavy trigger warnings for this series. And then I bought another sad book because I cannot resist the urge to buy all the sad books about gays during the AIDS crisis. It's my weakness. I read A Little Life. I'm reading the same manga. I bought The Great Believers, and then I bought The Line of Beauty by Alan Hollinghurst. Same premise. It's like gays in the 80s, and they're sad, and it's about a group of friends and found family. Am I going to get absolutely annihilated by these kind of books? Yes. And I love them for them. Another book for which I have a little vlog. A little vlog. It's not like a half an hour long vlog, but I have read Chain of Thorns by Cassandra Clare. It was time. It was time. They were calling for me. So I don't know which one is going to come up first. I think this vlog actually, like this haul. This vlog is going to get pushed back to next week, I think. Definitely an interesting series, definitely one of the best. I think Cassie Clare is losing her grasp on her characters. There's so many characters. This is the third book in the, what are you called? The Last Hour series. The first one was definitely the best, and then there's this third one. The second one was really boring, and I don't know why. I'm like the black sheep of the Shadowhunters fandom, because everybody hated this book, and I actually kind of liked it. And my friend, who I badly read this with, agrees with me, so I'm confused. So I think I gave this like 3.75 stars. I did a silly thing. If you can see it there, I have A Winter's Promise, which is the first book in the Passé Miroir series by Christelle Dabo. It's a French series from a French author, but it's really, really popular. And I read the first book and I found it really magical, and I have a vlog about it. And I hadn't even finished that book, then I bought the second one. This is Gli scomparsi di Chiari di Luna. This is book 2. In Italian it's called Attraverso specchi per Passé Miroir. I think it's called Mirror Jumpers in English. I really like book 1. It's supposed to be based on a love story, but it's actually not. I really hate it. My love interest, but it's fine because you're supposed to hate him in book 1. I think we're going to get like a little softer on him on book 2, and it's a really whimsical Howl's Moving Castle-esque series. I really loved it. I cannot wait to read book 2. And then this is the last book in this little vlog haul, whatever you want to call it. I don't want to read this book. This was a gift from my father, who is like, you have to keep up with your French, and I'm like, I know, but my French is like high school level French, and he bought me a book that is like university to expert level French. This is Le Talent et une Fiction di Samakaraki. This is because he knows her. Yeah. The title roughly translates to Talent is Fiction. It talks about talent and how we as a society view talented people, quote marks on talented. She's a doctor en neurosciences, so she's a neuroscience doctorate. And I think it's going to be really interesting. It's also like printed really big. But this is an academic course book, and my French is not at that level, but I kind of want to force myself to get to that level. I feel like I am misremembering, and I actually bought a lot more books. Oh yeah, there's another book. Wait for it. How could I forget? I have a vlog for this book. I'm so sorry. Some days this point will be useful to you. I remember the title. By Peter Cameron. Devastating book. It's a slice of life. I've said it so many times about a gay repressed teen in the US. I think it's during the 80s, 90s. Heartbreaking. Very real, and with kind of an open ending that it's, again, very, very sad. I still think about this book a lot, and I'm going to meet the author, and I cannot wait, like next month at the biggest book festival in Italy, in Torino. And yeah, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to be very awkward about it with the author. Yay. This was my book haul. I know it doesn't seem much against like some other book hauls by some other bigger booktubers, but my finances are very limited at the moment. I'm not working, and also I think from a normal person that does not do booktube standpoint, these are a lot of books. I do read so fast compared to a lot of people, but yeah, these are still a lot of books. And somehow there were some people that on the internet kind of, you see their book hauls and they're like, yeah, I bought all these books, but these are so few, and they're like 40 books, and you're like, what is happening in your head? I love the booktubers that do book hauls and they have a lot of books and they don't make you feel pressured. I hope my book haul was kind of like that for you. Let's do a little recap on my Leaning Tower of Pizza. I call it pizza, ma it's pizza. It did not fall. I hope you like them. If you read any of those books that I haven't read, please let me know in the comments, and I think I'll see you the next time. if my calculuses are correct, I'm going to see you in the Chain of Thorns vlog. Please leave a comment down below telling me which one of these books were your favorite, and if you want to connect with me, I have some socials down below. It's a fun time there, especially on TikTok, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye! Mwah!